I looked like
including a summer sausage.
a really bad shape rock star.
It was
Like
pretty.
a little codpiece.
Yes,
It was pretty
it's
great.
pretty little. Hey, welcome back to the Unrestricted. Vex, my man, the Bulldog. Richie, how you today?
You know, LIVIN.
Yeah, you barely alive, aren't you?
Yeah, it was just a big fourth.
Yeah, you had a big fourth. I can hear it in your voice.
It was a celebration.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Went to the fireworks, and
At Bushwood.
yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
How was it?
It was pretty good, uneventful, but you know, apparently my contemporaries had started early, and I felt it necessary to catch up,
Oh, God.
and catch up I did.
I bet.
Yeah.
So did it turn into a late one?
It was pretty late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear, 2 a.m.? Is that the smell I smell in your voice?
I mean, we don't like to put constraints on time, but something about a Tuesday, 4th of July really throws the week off.
God, didn't it? The 4-day weekend leading up to the 4th of July, that's just too much.
Yeah, but it's a weird 4-day weekend because you have to take Monday off. It's
You have
not
to.
kind of one of those grace days.
Mm-mm.
So a lot of people don't have that PTO. So it's like 2 days off, 1 day. It's weird all around.
It made it weird.
Wonky situation.
Yeah.
Did you end up going to the Port A?
That comes up tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Go to Port A tomorrow.
All right.
I got to go out there this afternoon and buy a semi-permanent tent and fold-up chairs and all that crap,
Semi-permanent.
Well, yeah. I mean, basically what you do is you go to Academy and you buy a $24 disposable tent, right? Isn't that what you do?
But it doesn't seem semi-permanent if it's a...
I really meant just,
I'm just trying to deconstruct that statement.
sorry. I really meant just temporary.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sunshade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sunshade. Yeah. One of those.
Well, Lord
And
knows
you
you
can go
don't...
to REI and pay $300 for it.
Which
Of course.
is something you could use over and over again.
Yes. If you're climbing Everest, it's perfect.
Hey, I love REI.
Do you?
I do.
You
What
just
about
like-
Whole Earth? Do you like that one too?
Uh,
Because to me, they're both just super overpriced. And
Some-
again, if I were climbing Everest, that's where I'd go. But otherwise, I'm going to Port Armpit, so I'm going to Academy.
Whole Earth is a pretentious REI.
Yeah. Did you get enough Lee Greenwood yesterday?
Yeah. I mean, every fireworks show, the people that run it think that you've got to play Lee Greenwood, Proud to be an American.
How many times?
I feel like it's on a loop.
The song does
What
have
are his
fireworks.
residuals like, though?
Oh, my gosh. Enough to buy a lot of those star-spangled leather jackets.
My God.
The Merchant Marine Academy ruined Lee Greenwood for me because when we were finishing up our end doc, they put us in a room and they turned all the lights off and played that thing for a good 2-3 hours.
To torture you? Like to see if you could put up with torture?
Or just to see how patriotic we are, take our pulse on the love for the country.
Okay.
And by the end of it, I was like, I might be going to Canada.
So you had flashbacks yesterday.
It's just every fireworks show. Here comes Greenwood, and you've got a bald eagle on the bench press repping out 225 as many times as he can with his little eagle talons. Caw. And then the outfits you see on the 4th of July. I always know when someone has loaded up at Old Navy
Uh-huh.
because they've got the shirt that says 4th of July and the date on it.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, in case you didn't know, today's the 4th of July.
It's kind of like wearing the concert T-shirt to the concert,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh, you like Wham too?
Wham! 223 tour.
Awesome.
Wait a minute. We're seeing Wham right now.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. Duh.
No, but I think if memory serves, though, you may have worn a Guns N' Roses T-shirt to a Guns N' Roses concert when you wore Catherine's yoga pants also.
I might have. I think I borrowed one of her GNR shirts.
I think you borrowed everything in her.
I
her
did. I
wardrobe.
borrowed her leotard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In-
I did. I looked like
including a summer sausage.
a really bad shape rock star.
It was
Like
pretty.
a little codpiece.
Yes,
It was pretty
it's
great.
pretty little.
Let's just say Jeff's ass is not like 2 honey baked hams. It's pretty flat. and to his credit, he was owning it.
Did you watch the Spurs preseason game the other night?
No, I don't even know what channel to catch that on.
ESPN.
Oh.
CD Sissoko, our new second-round draft pick,
Is he legit?
he looked really good on defense, threw some beautiful passes, and the Spurs won by like 20, but it was a 30-point game basically from start to finish. CD has a lot of ass. For anybody who watched it, he has a lot of junk in the trunk.
Good for him.
I mean, it's kind of an interesting body. He's kind of doughy in the lower body, and his upper body's pretty stacked and like, kind of svelte. But his lower body is just booyah, like a huge ass. And his defense, by the way, against Brandon Miller, the number 2 overall pick, was beautiful. And Julian Campani was absolutely awesome. Awesome, 30 points or so. And, I mean, he dominated the game. He looked like, we got him for 4 years, $12 million.
We've done
That's
some,
almost free.
Yeah, no, we've done some bargain shopping,
I would say that's the way to put it.
and I don't know. Do you think we should go hard at?
Dame?
Yeah,
No. Why? So we can be, a little bit better this year, but still not good enough to win a championship? No thanks. Like, I'm not interested. Look, Damian Lillard's an awesome player. I don't think he's going to come to San Antonio. I'm sure the Spurs are going to offer. Like, if I'm guessing here, I don't have it on good information or anything, but I'm sure there's been discussions on the phone, right? Hey, Portland, are you interested in Vassell or Keldon Johnson, 3 picks and 2 swaps, or something to that degree? And that's due diligence. You got to try to make that deal. He is still Dame Lillard. He makes your team better. He's a super duper leader, but he doesn't get you over the hump. We're not this far from winning a championship. That's not who we are. And Dame Lillard knows that. So why would he be interested in San Antonio?
yeah, he wants to go to Miami.
Of course he does. And if I'm Portland, I'm like, why am I taking Tyler Hero, a not great contract, and Duncan Robinson, and like 2 future firsts? Why am I taking a poo-poo platter? No deal.
Extra plum sauce.
Yeah, no deal.
No, but
I'm
did you see
telling
what
Dame Lillard, you're playing for me for 6 more months.
we could get Bull
Yeah, now Bol's kind of interesting.
and then have 15 foot of tower power,
Oh my God, that would be wild.
rim protectors.
That would be wild. That would be the craziest, wackiest front line, certainly in Spurs history. No, I think the Spurs have done a really smart job. They've banked on a couple of guys at cheap contracts. They haven't shoved their poker chips all into the middle yet at all, and they don't seem to be showing their hand. I mean, I think that if the right guy comes along, the right deal comes along, they're ready to pounce. But they're not making any mistakes. There's no $160 million for Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
Holy God, did you think he wore a ski mask into those meetings?
Well, what the crazy thing is, I saw a stat. Jordan's money from basketball was $96 million.
In salary. That's
Yeah.
it.
And you got these guys that no one knows who they are.
Yep.
And they're making that for 3 years and a cup of coffee.
Well, do you remember not that long ago? I mean, I guess we were pretty much kids, like high school or junior high, and Sports Illustrated would have an article about, I don't know, Dave Parker got $1 million or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh my God. And my dad and my grandfather would be like, sport's over with, screw this, lunch pails, things like that, You just scream, blue collar. I mean, that was then. Now it's $160 million for Jeremy Grant, who is like the very definition of middle class NBA. Like medium on the talent range.
Because we consume. And the media rights on these leagues are astronomical.
Oh,
Well,
I'd
since-
much rather the money be going to the players than the owners. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at Jeremy Grant.
Well, since ESPN fired everybody,
Oh, how about that?
did you send your resume?
No, but I think I ought to.
I think you should.
Yeah,
Uh,
this list is. I just looked at the list. I didn't realize it was as extensive as this is.
It was unbelievable. It's damn near half of everybody you've ever heard of.
Are they going to make McAfee wear sleeves?
Well, he got like almost 100 million.
85.
Yeah.
that.
I'll
I don't understand.
I don't either, but he's popular. I mean, it's,
Yeah, so's Trump.
Oh, God.
well, those two go pretty closely.
Tank top and tank top?
I will tell you, I'll take the Julian Campani of ESPN deals. Whatever 4 years, $12 million is in media terms, whatever that is, 4 years, 1.2 million. I'll take that
Yeah.
to go to Bristol.
No, I mean it's crazy. They got rid of Steve Young, Matt Hasselbeck, Rob Ninkovich is gone,
I can't believe they got rid of Hasselbeck.
David Pollock, Todd McShay is the one that actually really.
That's
I'm
a
curious
head
about
scratcher.
McShay.
Why?
Well,
I think he was sick, and they're like, and we're taking your health benefits.
well, I mean, their other top draft analyst for the NFL, Kuiper, is kind of getting
Ancient.
towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
So you're going to replace him with just a bunch of young kids? I mean, who's your next in the wings NFL draft person that we can go to? And okay, we believe his mocks.
I don't know. I'm surprised by it too. Axing.
Jalen Rose, Keyshawn Johnson, Max Kellerman.
Max Kellerman's one of my favorite people on TV.
just
he's
because he's
just-
Jewish?
No, is he? He definitely is. Okay.
Definitely.
I just think he's good. Like,
Did you
whenever
ever see-
he covers any sport, I
he
think
used
it's
to
good.
rap.
I have seen that. I have seen his old rap.
Max just spitting.
Yeah, it's actually like not bad.
Not mad at it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's just good at covering all sports. I mean, his boxing stuff's unbelievable. He's obviously, paid his dues there, but like he's good talking about anything.
Well, and Susie
Colbert,
Susie Colbert.
also Jewish.
There you go.
Just by the way, since we're doing that.
Since we're doing that.
No, this is, and I don't know. I don't know why this is going on. I mean, I know a little bit why, but and then you pay McAfee all that money.
Well, what is it then? It's just Disney cost cutting, isn't it?
I think it's a little bit of Disney cost cutting.
I mean, I have to admit that when I read some of the numbers that these guys and gals were making, I was like, well, yeah, they can't hardly be worth that. I mean, $3 million a year, $4 million a year for like, kind of medium range talent like Steve Young. By the way, Steve Young has never been good on TV. Never. You like him?
I love Steve Young.
It's just because he's
Yes,
a 49er.
yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Really? Be honest with yourself. Steve Young is terrible on the air. The concussions, he's not good. And I'm
Okay.
sorry to the Mormons out there
Okay,
listening.
I may be looking at it through rose-colored glasses, but I do like Steve Young.
That's wild. Have you ever gotten a nickel out of Steve Young?
No.
No. And Keyshawn Johnson, the same.
Keyshawn is not good.
No, but he was $3 million.
Real head scratcher why like that show is not good.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Jay Will and Keyshawn.
It's
No, I didn't like that show either.
It's bad.
it's not good.
No. So I have no problem with that release. But you're right, the McShay one's a little puzzling.
Head scratcher.
Yeah, all the speculation is McShay will probably end up at Fox.
Is that right?
That's what they're
I mean,
saying.
he's a big deal. He should go to whoever the next best is, if that's Yahoo or Fox or whatever it is.
I mean, he's got to be on the air for the NFL draft, and now the NFL draft becomes more than just ABC, ESPN.
Maybe so. Yeah. Huh.
That's interesting.
Well, it's a head scratcher, like Arch Manning's body. Did y'all see
he's
that?
jacked.
Arch Manning is a gorilla.
He's ready.
He for real.
He's like, Austin, let's go.
The internet always wins.
Yeah, it does.
Did you see the like
cousins?
side-by-side comparisons?
His uncles?
Yes, to his uncles. And
Really?
Tom Brady. Oh, it's
Ooh,
great.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it's just dumpy bodies.
Oh
of
my
Peyton. Yeah, and Eli, and then Brady, And then Arch Manning
Just rocked up.
looking like he's about to like just climb a tree and hit somebody with a banana.
Oh my God.
What, dude? He is yoked.
He is. He is. He's
That neck is
Silverback.
that neck is huge.
Yes.
he can take a hit.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, we might not need to find out because I think he's the number 2 quarterback for next year.
He might be
At
the
least
number
at this-
3.
He might be 3. You're right.
The Murphy guy apparently came in at the spring game and was lights out.
Yeah, so take your time, Arch.
Yeah.
Go lift some weights, kid.
Yeah, he's on the powerlifting team.
He's definitely been eating his vitamins like
Yep.
all good Hulkamaniac.
Yeah, he has. Speaking of, I did spend, and I won't say wasted, but a copious amount of time watching the American Gladiator story
It's so good.
on Netflix.
It's
Is
so
it good?
good. Oh, man, it's great.
It's really good.
Like, Nitro kind of steals the show.
Yeah, he's a big deal.
Yeah, he's a big deal.
So did you guys watch American Gladiators when it was on?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
Pig's ass pork.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you kidding me? American Gladiators was a fundamental of my youth and yours and yours. Like, that was must-see TV.
It really was.
And I won't bury the show for those of y'all that haven't seen it, and just give it away. No, what do they call it?
Spoilers?
No spoilers. Yes, no spoilers. Thank
What do
you.
they call that?
Yeah, well, I drank yesterday too. I'll have you know.
Okay.
No spoilers, but one of the things that Nitro says towards the end of the show is if they hadn't screwed this up, I think we'd still be on the air today. I think he's damn close to right because it's better than Ninja Warrior.
Well,
And it's similar. It
Right.
spawned Ninja Warrior
right.
and all of the shows that were similar. And it was better.
So I need to watch it now to understand how they screwed it up because I just remember in my life it just faded away.
Well, no, they wouldn't pay him.
Uh,
They signed him into a perpetuity contract.
In perpetuity.
That was
Yeah.
close. And they got him for a turkey sandwich.
The Gladiators, that is.
Yeah.
okay.
And they felt like the Gladiators were disposable, that you could just replace with new Gladiators and then nobody would notice. But the Gladiators were the real stars. I mean, before you even watched the documentary, I presume in the last week, right? Because it's only been out for a little while.
Yeah. I don't know anybody at Netflix that let me watch it early.
But I guarantee if I'd asked you on last week's show, on this pod, like, name me 5 American Gladiators, you probably could have done that. And
but
it
it's
wouldn't have
really
been
not
any of
that
the new
hard.
guys.
You just throw out a name like Titus. Check.
Was there one or wasn't there?
Diamond.
Actually, this is a great
Check.
game. This is a great game.
Insert Roman or
Yes.
Greek
Yeah.
god. Actually, that would be a good game. Greek god, Roman god, or American Gladiator.
Zeus.
Gemini.
Yeah, he was the OG.
Yeah,
he both?
was the OG.
He was
Yeah.
the OG.
Yeah.
And it was funny because they're like, "You're gonna be Gemini. We need you to be split personality."
Yeah, and he tried to act it
And
and
he's
just
like-
couldn't do it.
What was also really cool is 2 of the original OGs were lockout NFL players.
Yeah, that was one of the things that came out on the show. We shouldn't give too much of it away for
Okay.
those who want to watch it, but it's definitely worth watching. Would you agree?
Agreed.
Lot of steroids talk in the
Lots of
show.
it.
It's worth watching.
Oh, I'm sure there's much steroid usage.
Yes.
No,
They were
I don't want to give it away.
they were keeping them well fed.
Yeah, we'll say. I'm glad you watched that because I did too.
It was
Loved
really
it.
good.
Binged.
Yeah,
Totally binged.
yeah. That was a where does the time go type session.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking for something to lose some time to.
Well, it's more entertaining than the Spurs one trade that they made last week.
Yeah.
By the way, the Spurs always pulling the trigger on the big ones, huh? C.D. Osman and Lamar Stevens. No, C.D. Osman's like a decent player. I think he might actually make the roster and play. He's got veteran experience. Won a championship with LeBron.
Is Wemby in Vegas with them?
He will be starting tomorrow, right?
I
Yeah.
thought he was in California,
No,
just
he
wasn't
passed.
playing.
Was he actually out there with them?
I thought that was what it was going to be. He was going to travel but not play.
I'm not so sure. I didn't see him like in the stands during the game the other night, so I couldn't tell you. But by the way, the Spurs Summer League team looks so good. So good.
Is that promising or is that fool's gold?
I mean, look, the guys that you're scouting are the end of your bench, right? They're your two-way guys. They're your 8th or 9th man in your rotation. But a pretty good barometer of your organization is how good your 13th guy is.
Yeah.
You know? And the Spurs just walked out against the Hornets and just mopped the floor. And it's like, good franchise, bad franchise.
So on paper, shouldn't the Rockets be really good?
You would think. I mean,
mean,
they certainly wheeled and dealed.
And they've got Van Fleet now.
And with all the youth, I mean, they lost a little bit of it this summer. Some of the guys left. Kenyon Martin Jr. left.
Yeah.
So they lost a little bit. Josh Christopher, I think, left. But what they lost,
But they're
of
trotting
youth,
out
they gained
three-
an experience.
They're trotting out 3 first-rounders,
yes.
like lotto picks.
High lottery picks. Yeah.
So,
With Freddie Van Vliet
and they picked up
and Dylan Brooks. It's pretty good. But watch, they won't win.
Well, they've got a coach now.
They do have that. Yeah.
Could be interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, Houston goes from basically rolling the ball out last year to now they got Udoka, who's
He's not going to roll the ball out.
no, he's
hardcore.
Yeah, he's a pipe player.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see with the Rockets. I wonder where the Rockets fans are actually excited for their own team. I'm not sure because they seem to be straddling this: are we good or are we young and building now? And I'm not sure what they are.
Rockets fan. What's your take on Rockets fan?
You know, I have quite a few Rockets fans in my life, and they're pretty delusional, particularly about their Olajuwon Rockets.
Yeah. They
And-
thought they were really good.
Yeah, and they were, obviously. They won back-to-back titles. Like, they were good. But they put them in the pantheon of greatest teams of all time. And it's like, no,
You can't do
that's Hakeem, who's in the pantheon of greatest of all time. The rest of the guys were essentially role players. I mean, they did not have really a second superstar until Drexler.
that. And Drexler was
Past
old.
his prime.
Yeah. Well,
So-
they had the alien, Cassell.
Yeah. He's still hanging around. I mean, they had a lot of good players.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Mario Elie was awesome, even once he came to the Spurs.
Big Shot Bob.
Big Shot Bob,
Before he was
absolutely.
Big Shot Bob.
Yeah. They had Otis Thorpe. I mean, Otis Thorpe was a real deal ball player.
Pipe hitter.
Yeah. They were good. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I would think of them in the same vein that I think of the Bucks championship team of a year ago.
They brought everybody back.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to live to regret that because I don't think they're getting better. And I think
They're just trying to stay this.
trying to stay the same, and I think the East is getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if you polled me today, I would say, and you said, where's Dame going? I would say the two most likely spots are Miami and Boston. Everybody keeps forgetting about Boston. I mean, they have Jaylen Brown, who has not signed an extension yet, which is a little weird.
They got rid of Smart.
They got rid of Smart, right? They're going to need a point guard. They're going to have one. Some three-way deal that involves Jaylen Brown and Damian Lillard.
You think?
Seems pretty likely to me. I mean, it seems equally as likely as him going to Miami. Because, again, if I'm Portland, I look at the Miami poo-poo platter and I go, no.
Don't
no
want
thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. What about Harden?
Where does he go? Who
wants
wants
him?
him? That's
Jinx.
right. Yeah, Jinx is right. The world is not his oyster.
Not anymore.
He's aging. He's slowing. He doesn't play defense. We saw in the playoffs that he can have great games, but he can have total duds at this stage of his career. I mean, he still has the record of being, one of the worst playoff performers in closeout games of anybody in the history of the league.
He takes the last month of work off and doesn't tell anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Captain 3 for 12 in a closeout game, right? I mean, that's just, you can count on it. Who wants him? I mean, Houston, maybe?
I don't think Ime wants that.
I wouldn't think so. Look, James Harden wants money. He missed a big chance at a big contract in Philadelphia last summer. Now he needs to recoup that money, and he's got to find somebody who'll pay him it. I have no idea who that is. No idea, because it ain't the Spurs,
No.
and the Spurs have the cap room. It ain't Oklahoma City, and Oklahoma City has the cap room. Utah? No way.
Danny
That's not a
Ainge didn't want
marriage.
him.
Yeah.
No,
I
that'll
honestly
be-
don't know. Sacramento?
I don't
No
think
way.
they want him.
Why?
Right. And he doesn't want to go there.
No, he would never go there.
What about Boston?
I don't see that. No. Go from Philly to Boston? And why would Boston want him? They've got wings. No, doesn't work. The Clippers, I've heard a lot of rumors about. But, like, if you're the Clippers, you're giving up Paul George?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Paul George plays defense at least when he plays. I mean, James Harden doesn't. Just flat doesn't. I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting. That's two very big names.
Yeah.
Lillard and Stoudemire.
He's been retired for a while.
Lillard and Harden.
Yeah.
How
How about what the Lakers have done?
Yeah, they kind of kept the band together. They're going to be good.
Well, they built a bench.
Yeah, they got Gabe Vincent from Miami, which I think was smart. Really good backup point guard or starter maybe there. You never know. And a guy who probably is just right for playing off of LeBron. Yeah. No, the Lakers look improved. Although I don't know that I would have given $51 million to Rui Hachimura. Ugh. They're going to regret that.
That's the price.
It is kind of.
It's
I mean, $17 million though. Like Rui Hachimura at $9 million. I'm like, ooh, man, that gives me sweaty palms. I don't know. $17 million? Come on.
a lot of money.
It is for a guy who 6 months ago Washington didn't even want. Like, get him out of our camp. Get him out of here. And then he had a moment or two for the Lakers in the playoffs, but it's not like he was Paul George.
So who are the favorites?
The Nuggets,
Yeah.
Milwaukee, Boston.
What about Phoenix?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you can't put Beal next to Booker and Durant and think that they're not going to compete for a championship. I mean, they're going to be really good. Really, really good. I think Memphis will be back and be really good. Not a favorite, but still really, really good. Look, it's a packed West. And it's a packed East. It's a good league. It is a good league.
Yeah.
Hey, on that note, I guess we'll go. Bob, you were quiet today.
Sorry, I got distracted by something else.
You don't sound so great either, and I know you don't drink, so.
I have a mild-grade pneumonia.
Oh, he tells me now. Seriously?
Yeah. Not contagious at all.
Good to know. You sure?
Yes, I actually saw a doctor,
Oh, good. Good.
a real doctor.
Probably not yesterday.
Yeah. He went
Actually,
yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Go to a doc in the box?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So my ex-wife was worried I might die on Monday. She said it would devastate my world if you died. So I said, okay, I'll go to urgent care.
You were that bad off?
No, but I was talking with Richie pre-show because we were here
On time.
on time.
I walked in here at noon.
Only because we pestered you. And about 20 years ago, I had a pulmonary embolism.
Oh, did you?
And it presented kind of the same way a little bit. So,
You can reach out to me and Richie anytime.
yeah.
Richie, why are you looking at me like that? Like, nah, let it call me first.
No, I'm fine. So anyway, yeah.
All right, bud.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
I am feeling better. I was feeling better yesterday, actually.
Good. Well, have a wonderful vacation. I'll see you in a week.
I'm on steroids now.
Yeah, I can
Oh.
tell you're a little manic. Thanks for seeing us on the Unrestricted.
Thanks. Bye.
But
How y'all feel out there? Do you feel good? I said, do you feel good? Come on. The groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. I said the groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. It feel good, don't it? It feel good. It feel good cause you know it's